throughout history, mythology has shaped the cultural identity and literary tradition of societies. Two of the most significant mythological tradition is Egyptian myths and Hindu mythological texts have profoundly influenced Afro-Asian literature. By examining this tradition, we can uncover how their themes, styles, and cultural values resonate and work across regions. This video delves into these mythologies, analyzing their similarities and differences and highlighting their impact on Afro-Asian literature. So let's start. Now let's talk about Egyptian myths. So the mythological tradition of ancient Egypt centers on themes of creation, the divine hierarchy, and afterlife stories such as the Osiris, Isis, Horus cycle, and familial loyalty, justice, and the internal struggles between good and evil. These myths were often preserved in hieroglyphs and temple cravings, deeply embedding them in Egypt's cultural heritage. Now let's talk about the Hindu mythological texts. In contrast, Hindu mythology is preserved in epic texts like Mahabharata and Ramayana. These stories explore themes like the right way of living or path of rightness, also known as dharma, the consequences of action, also known as karma, and the ultimate goal of liberation, also known as moksha. The Hindu pantheon, with its rich tapestry of gods and their narratives, emphasizes the interconnectedness of life and divine. Now, let's talk about the themes of both topic that we discuss. So, both Egyptian myths and Hindu texts explore universal themes. So, in Egyptian myths, it emphasizes the death and rebirth. So, for example of this is the movie Gods of Egypt. So, in that movie, you'll see the balance of portraying the goddess of Egypt. And also, when I know some of you notice the um, balance of always showing death and then life. So that is the themes that they always portray or show in their movies. And in Egypt, so as I say, it always um, emphasize death and rebirth. And as seen also in Osiris' resurrection, which is symbolizes the cyclical nature of life. It's also similarly in Hindu mythology, it delves into the cycle of birth and then death and then reincarnation, such as the journey of Lord Rama and Lord Krishna. This parallel underscores humanity's shared quest of meaning and continuity. Now let's talk about the style that they use. So in Egyptian myths are characterized by symbolic imagery and succinct storytelling, often tied to rituals or temple worship. So in Hindu myths, on the other hand, there are expansive blending poetry or and prose in epic narratives. More on works like Mahabharata span thousands of verses, weaving intricate moral and philosophical dilemmas. Now let's talk about the cultural importance of both topics that we discussed. So, in operation literature, these myths provide a foundation for exploring identity and morality. African and Middle Eastern writers often draw on Egyptian themes of legacy and continuity, while South and Southeast Asian writers use Hindu motif to discuss duty, sacrifices, and cosmic balance. Both tradition serve as tools to preserve and communicate cultural values. Now let's talk about the differences and similarities. So, despite of their differences, these traditions shared remarkable similarities, and both use mythology to explain the universe and guide human behavior. Egyptian myths often emphasize the journey after death, while Hindu focus on journey through multiple times. Their contrasting views of existence enrich Afro-Asian literature by providing a diverse yet interconnected tapestry of ideas. Now let's discuss the importance of these two topics to Afro-Asian literature. So, Egyptian myths and Hindu mythological texts play a vital role in shaping the foundation of Afro-Asian literature. So, by offering profound insight into the cultural, spiritual, and philosophical heritage of their respective civilization, these mythologies act as reservoir of universal themes like life, death, rebirth, morality, and divine that transcend geographical boundaries and provide Afro-Asian writers with um, timeless frameworks for storytelling. They preserve the core values of their cultures while fostering a shared sense of identity across diverse regions. So, and Egyptian myths emphasize death and rebirth, particularly through narrative like resurrection of Osiris, symbolizing renewal and continuity. These ideas resonate in African and Middle Eastern literature, inspiring stories about legacy, justice, and the afterlife. In in Hindu mythological texts such as the Mahabharata and Ramayana focus on cosmic cycles, dharma or duty and karma, action and consequences. These narratives have profoundly influenced South and Southeast Asian literature, um, offering philosophical depth and exploring the interconnectedness of human action with universe. Now let's talk about what I have learned from this topic that I discussed and shared to all of you. So, while studying Egyptian myths and Hindu mythological texts, it taught me of how deeply connected mythology is to the identity, value, and values of cultures. These are not just ancient stories, but reflection of how people in different times and places made sense of all about life and death and the universe. Egyptian myths taught me um, about the themes like cycle of death and rebirth, especially through the story of Osiris' resurrection, which symbolizes continuity and renewal. Um, in Hindu mythology, on the other hand, highlights the importance of duty, the consequences of our action, and the ultimate goal of liberation. And both tradition emphasizes the interconnectedness of human life with the divine and nature offering lessons that remain relevant today. Um, I also learned how these myths have significantly influenced Afro-Asian literature. So, Egyptian myths provide a symbolic foundation for African and Middle Eastern storytelling, often focusing on legacies and justice. Hindu texts inspire South and Southeast Asian writers to explore philosophical questions through epic narratives by comparing these two traditions. And I realized that despite their differences, they shared universal themes like morality, cosmic order, and the search for the meaning, showing how storytelling connect us all. And now, how can I give importance to this piece of legend that until now is we appreciate. So I can show the importance of what I've learned by creating this video and studying um, this topic deeply. Through this project, I highlight how Egyptian myths and Hindu texts shape Afro-Asian literature, preserving their cultural significance and showing their timeless relevance is connecting diverse culture and universal human experiences. And I hope you learned something today, and thank you. Bye!